Just a few short days ago, Universal Orlando Resort introduced their new massive theme park, Universal Epic Universe. This might very well be the biggest theme park to open since Walt Disney World unveiled Magic Kingdom back in 1971. In fact, I'm calling Epic Universe the Magic Kingdom of Universal, and there's a couple reasons why. First, this park will be more family-centric. Looking over their ride catalog, most of these attractions are geared for the whole family. Second, it's the sheer size of this park. Epic Universe will open to 5 unique lands, all with their own slew of attractions for you to check out. Well, you might be wondering right now, isn't this video supposed to be about Starfall Racers? And to that question, I say yes, but before I discuss this incredible looking roller coaster, I needed to lay down some foundation first. Speaking of the foundation, help me make this channel stronger than ever by clicking on that like button, and consider subscribing if you love roller coasters and theme parks just like me. So yeah, Universal finally gave us more details about their upcoming racing, somewhat dueling roller coaster, Starfall Racers. This will be a multi-launching roller coaster from Mack Rides, who you might know from other attractions like Copperhead Strike at Carowinds, Time Traveler at Silver Dollar City, or Manta at SeaWorld San Diego. If you venture outside the US, you will find more roller coasters, larger roller coasters by this manufacturer, but Starfall Racers will be their largest US project by far. Currently, many enthusiast and casual theme park goers are clamoring that this new attraction might very well be one of the best roller coasters on the planet. Well, let me dissect this thrill machine and hopefully provide you a little more insight on what to expect. Before I continue any further, just want to give a quick shout out to Amusement Insider for allowing me to use their animation of Starfall Racers. Make sure to check their channel out to see more roller coaster animations, on-ride videos, and important theme park news. Starfall Racers starts off with a launch that will be located right underneath the station, and I think this is a fantastic placement. We really don't know what the theming will look like in this tunnel, but I'm sure it's going to be epic. And yes, that's a word I'll be using often in this video. As for the launch, comparing it with other Mack rides, I don't think this will provide you that gut punch like you would experience on Velocicoaster or Incredible Hulk. Most of their launches are more gradual, so I would be surprised if this changes up for Starfall Racers. In fact, I'm going to temper some of your expectations right off the bat. I don't think this roller coaster will be a super intense ride like Velocicoaster. I can't verify this statement, but I do believe the park is aiming for a 48-inch ride height requirement, which is on the lower side for an extreme coaster. To put into comparison, Velocicoaster is 51 inches and Incredible Hulk is 54. Even with that said, it doesn't mean Starfall Racers will be a weaker experience. I mean, we have other bigger coasters with a 48-inch height requirement, like Iron Gwazi, which is a crazy intense roller coaster. The only thing here really to emphasize is that the park is trying to include more of their guests, thus what I mentioned earlier about being family friendly. Looking over the layout, there will be some great moments of airtime and positive G-forces. The next intense moment will be that top hat. I don't think it will provide the same intensity like the one found on Velocicoaster, but I do think it will be a solid moment, providing a quick yet breathtaking view of the park. The coaster then performs a dive loop type element that sends you back towards the front of the station. The coaster pops up and down through a series of airtime hills. I think this will provide some excellent floater, possibly even ejector airtime. Mack Rides is not shy of giving their riders some good doses of airtime. For those who are new to roller coasters, airtime is that sensation of flying out of your seat. The negative G-forces will make your body feel lighter than air, thus the nickname airtime. After a quick dueling moment, both trains meet up and travel down the second launch, leading right into what I consider the craziest, most epic element of Starfall Racers. As of right now, I don't have a name for this element because I don't think it's been labeled yet, but it's like a mix between an interlocking zero-G roll and a Top Gun stall. But what makes this element so cool is both sides will complete the same thing, just in reverse order. After this epic element, the second half of the ride focuses more on banked turns and twisted airtime hills as you head back to the brake run. I would expect some decent airtime and nice laterals during this final portion of the ride. Mack Rides are really good at creating fun laterals, so I wouldn't expect anything less on Starfall Racers. Overall, if I was forced to compare Starfall Racers to Velocicoaster, I still think that Velocicoaster would be more intense and aggressive. But what is the true selling point of Starfall Racers? It has to be in its name, obviously, the racing aspect. The interactions that you will have with the opposing train during the whole ride will be so much fun. Imagine if you're able to team up with another family member in the opposing train. Being able to watch their ride experience will make this one of the more memorable rides in Orlando. Everyone is going to be talking about Starfall Racers because it's designed to be a crowd pleaser. I think coaster enthusiasts might be a little underwhelmed, but even saying that might be an overstatement. There is still one more aspect of Starfall Racers we need to discuss, and that's operations. Even though we don't have all the details, I know that Starfall Racers will have the highest capacity of any roller coaster in Orlando. Let's use Velocicoaster once again for comparison. That roller coaster sends a train about every 50 to 55 seconds, and with the trains that hold 24 passengers, it has a rough capacity around 1,700 guests an hour. Well, the great thing about Starfall Racers, it will always have two trains running side by side, and since this will be treated like a one attraction, they are essentially doubling the ride capacity of Velocicoaster. The trains may only have 5 cars, which is 20 passengers, but if we include both trains, that's 40 riders. If we use my most conservative guess on dispatch intervals of 1 minute, that gives us about 2,400 riders an hour. However, if this ends up being closer to Velocicoaster, Starfall Racers could in theory complete about 2,800 riders an hour. If I were to use the animation as my guide for how long each interval could be, it takes the train roughly 1 minute from first launch through the second launch, meaning my 1 minute dispatch interval may be closer to reality, but again, it's way too early to know the full specs until this coaster is up and running for a little bit. So, in conclusion, should you be excited about Starfall Racers? I think this is the most obvious answer ever, and that is yes. For those who might be a little underwhelmed by its seemingly weaker layout, will still be blown away by the excellent racing and epic theming. I'm really digging all the theming elements that we are seeing for the Celestial section of this park, so I can't wait to check this roller coaster out. Well, that's all I have for today's video. What do you think of Starfall Racers, and are you pumped for Epic Universe? Tell me all about it in the comments below. Until next time, this is X Screen Thrills.